I'm most excited and most nervous about recording this video for somebody who is going to join our transactions department, somebody who is going to work extremely closely with me. This candidate will work more closely with me probably than any other employee of the firm to help our clients find the right project delivery methods for their design and construction projects, and then help the clients into excellent design and construction contracts with the goal of achieving win-win outcomes and helping our clients and their clients avoid unnecessary disputes. The reason why I say that I'm most excited and most nervous about this is I think that this is a position that is going to be most challenging for me to fill. Design and construction law in general is all about issue spotting and all about applying what you've learned in the past to the situations that are ahead of you. But that is particularly true for somebody who's going to be, a transactions lawyer. Issue spotting is really important, and it starts at the project delivery method level, sizing up what kind of a project our clients are going to be bringing to us, understanding what are the inherent pros and cons of that delivery method, laying over top of it the specific facts of the project eccentricities, where you don't necessarily see on every project but are true on this particular one, using that for issue spotting purposes, and then carrying forward that thought process into contract negotiations. And this position I'm hiring for in the transactional department, I don't want somebody that is interested in being a litigator. I don't want some swashbuckling happy warrior, for this particular position. What I'm looking for, and really, while I don't want to foreclose the possibility of having a more senior lawyer in this position, this is probably somebody who's right out of law school, somebody who might have a background in engineering, somebody who's extremely detail-oriented, but not just detail-oriented, but also results-oriented. I'm looking for a really conscientious and analytical attorney, somebody who is precise, somebody who is systematic, somebody who has the ability to sit down with me and, learn to crawl before you learn to walk, before you learn to run. If you enjoyed being in law school, if you enjoyed the academic challenge, if you want to have a close mentoring relationship with me, if you want to sit in the office right on the other side of this one and work hand in glove with me on learning how to negotiate excellent design and construction contracts, okay, then, this is the position for you. But what we will do over time is going to feel a lot like school. What I don't know about the world and life in design and construction law is a million times greater than what I do know. All right. So with all humility, I acknowledge that, and I am on a journey of constant learning. I'm 20 years into my practice, and I know half about as much as I'm going to by the time I hang up my spurs. But I'm really focused on continual learning. And if that's you, if you are willing to go to school, okay, I taught construction law at John Marshall Law School. You're going to experience me taking you through my 30 hours of lectures for that class. You are going to experience learning and mentoring, and I'm going to talk to you about project delivery methods. And I'm going to expect that if you are a brand new lawyer, and you are going to serve in this role, that you are going to sit here and really be interested in learning. It's going to feel a lot like school. I will expect that you will take copious notes to understand what are the advantages of the design build method of project delivery and how does it differ from a construction manager at-risk method of project delivery. Because if you don't understand that, then there's nothing that I can do to teach you about what are the various contract forms that can be used to implement the various project delivery methods. And if we work on an owner-architect agreement and we spend time talking about, here's 150 finer points about what matters, okay? Here are the clauses that would tend to destroy insurance coverage that we want to avoid, okay? Here's how we would like an owner-architect agreement to read when we represent the owner when it comes to intellectual property. But if we can't get our A position, this is our B position, this is our C position. If we're going to work together and you're going to sit with me and we're going to work hand in glove, okay, in poring over every word of a contract and making sure that every word is as precise as it could be and it matches our clients' desires, their tolerance for risk, it's a good fit for the project delivery method, you are expected to take what you learn on that contract and head back into your office and through your own internal wiki or your own internal notes or however it is that you like to track information, the expectation is that you are going to take that with you forever. And you are going to add that information to your arsenal, and that you will every single day become more and more sophisticated and more capable of spotting issues and more capable of saying, you know what? This is like that other contract that I worked on with Jeremy 2 years ago. I seem to remember that we came up with a really elegant solution for this difficult problem that we're at loggerheads with now with the other lawyer. I'm going to go find that document. I am constantly, as a transactional lawyer, constantly poring over contracts I've negotiated in the past. I've developed systems and processes for trying to understand what's our A position, our B position, our C position, for lots of different types of substantive areas of concern within a wide variety of contracts. I have worked to develop a suite of construction documents that are the preferred agreements I like to go to. I have, over time, thanks in large part to having great mentors, thanks in large part to standing on the shoulders of giants, been able to get this insight over time. But here's what is important is that it sticks, all right? I'm like a lint roller. If I come into contact with a contract or a clause or a concept that is going to be of some value and make me better at negotiating contracts, if you come into contact with me, you are stuck with me forever. If you're a good clause or a good contract or a good concept, and that's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking to hire a happy warrior for this position. I'm not looking to hire a litigator who I want to be some, person who's out there taking deps with a big grin on their face. I'm looking for somebody who is got slavish attention to detail, a true desire to learn every minute of the day, the ability not just to follow processes and procedures, but to help to improve them, to help to write them. And so if this is sounding attractive to you, if you are somebody who might be more inclined to enjoy math, if you are somebody who has a degree in engineering, if you are somebody who would prefer to sit at your computer, perhaps, than to sit in court, this might be a great position for you. I don't want to say that if you are a litigator out there who is interested in working with me in this capacity that I would necessarily refuse to entertain you as a hire. But if you are just a burned out, fed up litigator that's interested in doing anything else other than what you're doing, don't apply, because you're not gonna get through the hiring process. But if you are somebody that truly vibrates on the same frequency of what I was just describing, and you happen to be doing some other work right now, I'm not going to necessarily refuse to entertain you as that hire. But the ideal candidate would be somebody who is a very young attorney, who is maybe a year or two out, who is interested in spending 10 to 15 years by my side, learning everything that I know, and hopefully making me a better lawyer as well. So if this is appealing to you, if you identify with these things, and my hope is that 99 people out of 100 will not, if you're the one that is feeling this, then please do apply, but just be warned that these characteristics, the conscientiousness, the analytical aspect of your personality, the precision, the slavish attention to detail, the willingness and really love of systems and processes, willingness to participate in them and grow them. This is something that we can assess for with personality assessments, and nobody will be getting this particular position unless I'm able to validate objectively that you are in fact somebody with the right makeup here. So if this sounds good to you, but it really isn't you, please apply for another position at our firm. This specific position that I'm hiring for here, this one is really unique. I'm really looking for somebody that has something special, and I am not going to take any chances. I won't be hiring somebody in this position unless I'm able to objectively validate that they have these characteristics that I'm looking for.